My fellow traders, what's happening? I hope you guys had a good day today. Well, almost a carbon copy of yesterday. The market opens, Thinkorswim craps out and freezes up, and this renders itself useless. Um, so I rely on Thinkorswim charting a lot throughout the day. So fortunately, I was able to transfer a lot of the levels, and I had the charts up, and I couldn't see it as well as I would have wanted to. But hopefully they'll get this thing fixed. Or if they don't, I mean, I don't care if I have to pay for a charting platform so I can continue to make money. That's what I got to do. I don't care about having to pay for something and invest in the business. So if I have to do that, and hopefully DOS and TD Ameritrade come together on something, because I'm loving using the DOS platform with TD Ameritrade. So I hope that stays. But I didn't let it get to me. That's one of the things that you can't do, is not let it get to you, and you have to be prepared. That's my message to you today. You gotta be prepared, because anything can happen in the market. You gotta be ready for anything. For me, it comes from scouting, and I've been in scouting all my life since I was a little boy. And it was about being prepared in mind, body, and spirit to be able to react quickly to any type of an emergency. You know, as well as react effectively, quickly, and effectively to any emergency, any changing conditions you may be a part of, or that can hit you. Because we would go camping, we would go hiking, and all of that stuff, and we could see the weather, the forecast or whatever, but and we have an idea about what might happen, but that may not be what actually happens. It could be worse, it could be better. Either way, we have to be prepared, no matter what we do. So in trading, we have an idea of what we feel the market's going to do, or the stock that we're trading is going to do, but that doesn't mean it has to follow that. We've got to be prepared no matter what happens. And the same thing with our equipment. If the computer goes down, you gotta have a plan for what happens if your internet goes out, if the computer goes out, if your platform goes down. How are you going to react? So we've got to be prepared. No if and buts about it. We've got to be prepared, and especially in this market right now. So, I wasn't I was prepared yesterday because I knew exactly what I needed to do. I forgot because I hadn't had to use it in such a long time. I do have a desktop in DOS specifically for when Thinkorswim isn't working, because this has happened a couple of times before when they did a update or whatever. So, I was prepared. I used it today, and didn't have any issues whatsoever trading. All right, so be prepared. All right, today we did it. I've been waiting a whole week for this stock to take out and make an all-time high, but it barely did it. You can see this is the daily chart. Still a pathetic candle here. We've had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 pathetic candles in a row. Very, not a whole lot of volatility, not a whole lot of range that day. Just pathetic. And here's a 5-minute candle where, this was after market yesterday where we made that big run up. we pulled back, and then we had this run up this morning pre-market where we took out the high of aftermarket yesterday, and then at the open, the run up at the open, it ran right up, tapped the 52-week high or the all-time high, and aggressively sold off. And this is what I said would probably happen if it hits the high. I felt the bulls would take it to the high, and then you would see this massive sell-off that would last probably a couple of days. Healthy pullback. We got it. It started. I mean, it was to the point where I was like, I probably want to take my swings off. And that's what came into my head, because I had in my mind that, hey, it's going to sell off. The market's going to have a deep pullback. So, maybe I don't need to be in any long positions. All of these things are going through my mind. But thankfully, I said, just trust the technicals. If the technicals break down today, then dump it. But I kind of hung on to it, never did make any changes. And this is what I talk about, where your emotions come in. I was highly emotional when I saw the sell-off coming. I was excited and scared and all of this at the same time, because of what I had envisioned in my mind that could probably happen. But the bulls caught it. I mean, they caught this thing and they bought it right back up. It made another new high, and it didn't get sold off as aggressively this time. But it did sell off the last hour. And these are probably people who were long, who might have bought the bottom on the reversal here, and they were just selling positions. And it could be people that think we're going to gap down overnight. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a healthy dose of traders who are short, looking for the gap down. I know a couple of people who bought some put options, looking for this thing to pull all the way back down. So I think these bears are in for a hell of a trip, if they get too aggressive.
President Trump says he postponed talks with China.
I have no idea what this thing is going to do. This is kind of in no man's land right now. Looking at the daily chart, we did close above and still held above yesterday's close price. But I don't have any faith in it. Looking at the 5-minute chart, we did hold, and we're still somewhat in play. But
I report that Notre Dame University moving undergraduate classes to online instruction for 2 weeks,
either way,
but not yet sending students home.
I'll know later on tonight.
After the school recorded 114,
when I look at the market after midnight, I'll have a good idea
cases on Monday.
Of what to expect in the morning. All right, so first trade out of the gate was AAP. Now, I made this comment because I don't often trade stocks that have low volume. I like to have volume. That's one of the stipulations. But I know Advanced Auto Parts trades very well on low volume. I know this because this is one of the stocks when I was teaching. I taught automotive engineering and automotive
Trump says
motorsport.
Amazon has to pay to help U.S. Post Office. Says he doesn't want to talk to China
industry,
now. Trump saying
that's what we focused on, and I incorporated it into my lessons so that I could trade the market during school hours. So this is one of the stocks that we looked at, and we actively traded, during class. So, that way I could get away if they came in to observed me, which happened several times the 3 years that I was trading and teaching, and I had a a stock chart on the smart board, and we were talking about it. They were impressed that I was integrating this into my class with my students. So it was, but it helped. And so I told you guys that I was very comfortable trading this on low volume. Now the spread bit me for a minute, because when I got in, the spread was good, and then it went to like 50 cents. And I was like, ugh. But I thought we had enough volume to keep the spread in check. But I ended up getting in right at opening range breakdown. I waited until we got below this level. I wasn't going to buy into it. I shorted after it. We did get some pushback a little bit, and finally got the move I was looking for. Hit my first target down here. Got some positive slippage for a change. Positive slippage for a change on this. I forgot what was my. I can't remember what my entry was. It was 161.90, I think. So 3 cents. I know it's not a big deal, but we're always getting negative slippage, so I was happy we got positive. And the next target was down here. It was supposed to be the 200. I don't know what happened here. But I got it at 160.90, and then it immediately bounced, and next candle practically took me out at break even. Yeah, probably in hindsight you would say, yeah, you should have taken it all off here. You knew it was going to bounce, but you don't know whether it's going to go all the way back, or is it just going to give you a little bounce and then roll over and come back. Because definitely people are going to take profit red to green, because this is probably where their target was, or the 200. All of this is going to bring in buyers, and I know this. So that's why I'm taking profit down here, but I only left 50 shares on just to see where we could go in this. So took that out, and really this thing didn't trade very well the rest of the day. It did make some big moves, but they were all within the moving averages, and I just can't trade in through there. So BA was the last trade I took, and this one was a really, really good look, really good trade. I waited for the channel to break. I got in aggressive entry, and it bounced a little bit, which usually happens when you do the aggressive entry. Most of the time it will bounce against you a little bit before it goes, but you take the aggressive entry because some stocks will just wash out. So you don't know what it's going to do. So I'm prepared either way. So I got in. It pulled against me a little bit. I did not realize this level was here. Again, I'm kind of trading blind a little bit, and I didn't get this transferred like I should have, but it was still too close. There's no way I was going to take profit here. I had it. There was another level at 168.75. So I think I had my target at 168.85, or might have been 75. I can't remember. But when I saw all of the support down here, I was ready to take it under 169.25. I would have locked in some. Never did come back to really hit my order or allow me to take profit. So I ended up missing it, but I wasn't going to turn it red. So I stopped out at break even. And this thing actually went up. It actually traded all the way through all of this garbage. It never did come back far enough to give me profit after that. It did pull back some and eventually hit that level that I was looking at, but after that it just ripped. So but what can you do? What can you do? So ended the day 479.67. Not bad, but my day ended early. After lunch, it was just nothing. Nothing. We were watching BA again, never really set up clean for me. I was watching Roku. It just didn't give me the feel that I needed. Didn't seem like it was trading with enough volatility for that trade to make sense. Just could not really find anything that would trigger me to get back engaged in the market. So it was a strong half day, and I'll take this anytime. So 479.67 for a couple hours worth of work. Can't beat that with a stick. So we're going to come back in tomorrow. Curious. I'm really going to be paying attention to where the SPY is going to trade. I know I wake up in the middle of the night and log in Thinkorswim.
AEYE Audio I says on August 13th, David,
just to see where SPY is.
Moratti was appointed interim CEO, replacing Heath Thompson.
It's just
that's AEYE,
just one of those
Alpha
things
Echo Yankee Echo.
One of those habits that I have. So you guys have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your day.
That is in an 8K filing from Audio I.
First thing in the morning.
AEYE.